corruption case. She faces wire fraud and corruption charges, among other things. 39 potential jurors will be brought in, and 12 jurors and 2 alternates will eventually be chosen. Joining me now is attorney Rhonda Peoples-Waters. She is not affiliated with this case. Rhonda, thank you for joining us. This jury selection process, this is going to be the first step. What will it tell us about the trial going forward?
Well, what we should expect from the jury selection process is to hear from jurors what their biases are, whether those biases will keep them from being fair and impartial as jurors, listening to the evidence and abiding by what the law says. So it's going to be critical to make sure that they flesh through these jurors how many of them obviously are familiar with Congresswoman Corrine Brown, and how many of them, have any biases that will affect them, and the media publicity. How many of them have seen this and intensely been engaged in the coverage?
I want to start with prosecutors are saying that they have a lot of documents to implicate her guilt, but she came on our air and sounded very confident that she is going to be able to defend herself in court. Do you think there's more that we know of from her, more than we know from her defense lawyers?
Absolutely, and we certainly know that we have very skilled attorneys on her defense team, as well as obviously for the government in prosecution. And she has stated this so boldly that it is going to be very imperative for her attorneys to present the evidence that she has spoken so clearly about, evidence of where this money was utilized. And of course, this doesn't shift the burden. The government still has the burden to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she entered in these type of agreements to commit this conspiracy.
We looked at her witness list over the last few weeks. Very high-profile names. A lot on the defense list appeared to be character witnesses. Is that not all the case? Is it not all just character witnesses who can say she's a nice person and did a lot for the government or the community, but someone who can say what she did or did not do?
In fact, that is what is going to be important for the defense to prove, or not necessarily prove, but to establish in their presentation of evidence. They are going to want to have witnesses that are going to show what Corrine Brown thought this money was being utilized for, maybe persons who actually received the benefits, like the children who went to China. She spoke of. So those witnesses are going to have to prove that the money was used for those purposes.
And that one door for education, I've heard her over the months talk about maybe she didn't interact a lot with it or didn't know where all this money was going. If that is the case and she was maybe naive to where some of the money was going, will that hold up in court? Did she have to knowingly be a part of any sort of conspiracy?
Absolutely. It is going to be very important for the government to prove intent and her agreement to enter into this conspiracy to defraud and take these contributions and defraud people from that. And that is going to be the most critical question that obviously the jurors are going to have to decide.
I was surprised that they're talking hundreds of years in prison, which is an extraordinarily long sentence. She has made comments lambasting that this is way harsher than a murderer would get or something like that. What can we take away from the sentence that may be imposed, or at least was talked about in the pretrial phase?
Well, in federal court, there are going to be guidelines. So the government didn't come up with what the possible sentence is. This is all obviously determined by law. And ultimately, and this is going to be very important throughout the phase of the trial, the judge is going to be the one to actually determine the sentence. There are different mitigations that Congresswoman Corrine Brown will be able to utilize if she were to be able to found guilty that can bring those numbers down to something that most would consider more a reasonable number.
Rhonda Peoples-Waters, thank you. You will be joining our legal team this week to discuss this as we watch it unfold. Jury selection again begins tomorrow. We will keep you up to date on all the latest with the case starting tomorrow morning on The Morning Show. Stay with us for all the latest coverage.